Bonjour, hello everyone. I'm Nata, host of the Nata PR School podcast. You're a successful entrepreneur or marketing manager and you're about to launch a new product or service? Or you've been selling your goods for quite some time, but you want to learn how to increase your visibility, get known, and reach more clients? At Nata PR, we deal with real clients every day and we'll teach you simple, fun, and honest PR solutions. You'll learn easy steps to combine PR to social media right now. Keep listening and let's get started. Bonjour, hello everyone, and welcome to the Nata PR School podcast, episode number 16. I'm so excited today because I want to talk about this crazy team, PR. Everyone is doing it, but why? Who's everyone? I want to talk about large corporations. You know, I call sometimes those huge companies, the dinosaurs, because they're so big and they've been around for so long. But I love watching and learning and finding out what they're doing. And so I like taking inspiration from success stories. And major companies have a few behind them, especially if they've been there for more than 20, 50 years sometimes. It's interesting to find out what they've done and what worked and when also they didn't succeed. But they all do PR, right? So this is what I want to talk about today. And as my coach, one of my coach that I love, Stacey Boehman, if you want to find out about her a little more, she's an incredible sales expert, Stacey Boehman, and her last name is spelled Boehman, Stacey Boehman. She loves to say when she tells her story, she has this crazy story when she was younger. She's not old at all. She's even still super young today. But a few years back, she was trained to sell cooking tools, small cooking appliances, but more tools. And she was touring large stores such as Walmart sometimes. And, you know, when you hear those announcements of coming and meet these people who are selling special appliances or special kits for the kitchen. And she always says that she loved selling a slicer that we call in French mandoline, which by the way, if you don't have one, you should buy one. It's an amazing tool. And all this to say that Stacey always says that success leaves a trail. It leaves tips and information. And sometimes we can't even find out. You hear me say that all the time, but internet has really democratized everything. And we can find what they do. We can find the press release they've sent and, you know, copy that or inspire yourself from that. Even if we try to copy, it's going to be very difficult to do exactly the same thing, right? But why not? And I remember I'm a trained musician. And my teacher was always saying, well, keep listening to this pianist, because by the time you really copy exactly what he does, well, it's going to take you a few years. So, you know, sometimes it's a great way just imitate what people are doing. And along the way, sometimes we find our own voice. It's very strange, but I guess this is probably the way the humans are built or our brain is structured. So maybe at first, you'll imitate them, those major companies, and it might sound awkward sometimes. You know, you might make some mistakes. Just, you know, I'm the perfect example of that with my podcast, with this, you listening to me. But I'm already seeing so many benefits from producing a podcast. I'm not going to talk about it too much today because I want to invite my podcast producer on the 20th episode, so very soon. And we'll be talking about my case. I don't know if I'm the only one in that specific kind of success, but I'm just seeing so many results, and I've increased my referencement on the SEO like big time, like never before. So all this to say that we'll be talking about my podcast later on, but it's a perfect example of I've listened to tons of podcasts. I'm trying to create my own. And at first, I guess, you know, humans when we want to create something, we think we have to do all of these crazy things. Well, this is what I was thinking, that it needed to be complicated. But if you listen to companies that have been around for a while, for many years, and are successful, you'll see how they manage to simplify everything. And maybe you've heard that too, and it's true. I find it true. Simplification is complicated. Like simple is complicated. It's not so easy to have everything simple, but humans understand it's so much better when it's simple. It's so much more efficient. So voila. So all this to say that if you look at these companies, you can find inspiration in what they do in marketing wise. What have they done PR wise? And if you have, if you do some researches, you'll find press releases and you'll find the latest news about what they're doing. So you can find very important information about your competitors and find out what they're doing. Isn't that incredible? So yes, I imitate with pleasure those who have success. And I invite you to do the same. But, nothing beats inspiration. And as I analyze my podcast and see what worked and what hasn't worked, then I can really improve. And then it becomes kind of my own. So I guess I'm finding my own voice by recording one podcast a week. So that's my goal. And maybe you've seen that we've missed one, but this was a technical problem. So we've missed a week. But I'm telling you, we're here every week. So if you don't see a podcast published, it's probably something that happened that was out of our control. And there's something you'll hear me talk about, the compound effect. That's my new thing. I love talking about this, the compound effect. Yes, like money you have in the bank. For those who have heard it but haven't experienced it, so it's you have money in the bank, or you invest it and then you make interest, and you leave it there. So you make interest on the money there, but you also make interest on the interest. So interest on the interest, so it adds on. So that's what we call the compound effect. But the compound effect, if you have your own social media platforms, you know that it works extremely well with Facebook and Instagram. And it's the same thing with PR. I talk about it all the time. Don't just send one press release out there and wait for a miracle to happen. You have to send in news and information and have a plan and be out there on a regular basis, or have a plan to communicate on and on. So to go back to these big companies, those big dinosaurs, PR, they all do it. Why? Because it works. It really works. And now they use it combined with their social media. So they have another tool. And they use it, why? Because they use it to stay connected to their customers. Clearly, they have all solid public relations strategies built into their marketing plans, and so should you. I think we should all draw inspiration from these big companies simply by looking at what they're doing, even online. So if you look at their latest press release, you'll find them, for sure. The difference, as I previously said, is just the scale. So in real terms, the main difference between your competitors, those international brands that maybe you hope to become, they seem unattainable, right? They're so big. But it's possible. It's really the difference is in the volume, the scope of their activities. And this is something I talk about if you work with us. So whether you're self-employed, like we call you guys solopreneur now, or a small business owner, you can tell your story through influencers. And if you've been telling your story through your Facebook page, you can also do it through PR. And you could tell your story to journalists. So I like to talk about the world of beauty, the L'Oreal, the Procter & Gamble, Coty, Estee Lauder, those huge companies and other, they use public relations all the time, and they know how to combine it to social media. We use the same tactics they do. We use the same tool, which is PR, for sometimes niche companies like smaller brands. And all these companies make use of social media and public relations plan, right? Like the large ones. So I often like to talk about Starbucks and give Starbucks as an example, because I don't know if you've noticed, like Starbucks, they don't buy publicity that much. You will not see huge publicity campaigns, sometimes in a few markets because they've been around for so long. But when they founded the company, they were only doing PR, and they still do, actually. Every year they build this solid public relation plan, and so should you. So Starbucks is really a company that I love to follow and copy and look at what they're doing. So you might tell me, oh yeah, but these large groups do things differently, right? Since they're actually using PR for official announcements, they use it to talk about partnership or a company they bought, or they've opened new sales outlets, huge announcement. And you're right, this is what they do. They use this tool, PR, to announce big news. But you know what? Local news is of interest to the newspapers in your city and your neighborhood. So your local media are super important. They want to know what's happening. They want to hear from you. They want to know what's happening in your company, why you founded it. Maybe you created something new and unique, so they want to hear about your story. And so this is why you can do it too. Not just the L'Oréal of this world. So yes, PR, they all do it, and so should you. So it's up to you to grab this tool and to include it in your marketing plan. It's much easier than ever because of the internet. Internet has brought so much information at our fingertips. You can find information about your competitors. I promise you would be amazed if you do some research about their press releases, for example. Of course, you can promote your business through social media. And why not add a PR strategy to your marketing activities in the next few months or in the coming year? That's the exact reason why I created Nata PR School, because I want to help smaller companies that think that PR is out of reach, but it's not. So get on our list on our website, natapr.com, natapr.com. Easy, right? natapr.com. Nata because it means cream in Spanish. So eventually I'll tell you the whole story behind our name, but not today. So get on our list, and we announce free webinars all the time if you're interested by PR. We also have trainings. We'll open a cohort very soon in a few weeks, and I'd love you to join. I'll be there teaching you and asking you what are the tools you need in the first class. I'm asking you what you need, and we build those tools with you. So it's really hands-on, simple, honest tactics that you can really implement in your daily work, in your daily job. We want to hear about you and what you're doing and what are your challenges. So hopefully you'll join us, and I hope you'll be there next week. À la semaine prochaine. Hey, you want to learn more about how to implement PR strategies? Head on to natapr.com and get on our list. You will also receive the Nata PR model on how to create a successful PR campaign. If you want to become a client, just send us an email to nata@natapr.com. Talk to you next week. À la semaine prochaine.